The world around us is drowning in digital media, and me and you, we're left in a sea of content after content, video after post, reel, TikToks, all of these things trying to buy our attention. In a world drowning in digital noise, there's something magical about being able to hold a physical piece of a brand in your hands. You, me, we scroll past hundreds of posts every day. We have emails that get buried in people's inboxes. We create ads that people just skip past. I think there's a universal problem facing small businesses right now where we don't have the money to be able to just spend thousands of dollars on social media campaigns or craft these huge marketing campaigns. There's a challenge for all marketers. And part of that challenge goes beyond just simply coming up with the good idea of how to try to get your company in front of other people's eyes, but it goes deeper than that. Not only is it about getting it in front of people, it's about creating a lasting memory with them that carries on with them after your post or whatever scrolls by. And that's why I think in 2025, print design and media are still a relevant and powerful tool for small businesses. So today I wanted to take some time just to show you why I think that print, that old thing, is still relevant and can be an absolute game changer for your small business as you seek to build your company to the next level. For the last few months, I've been partnering with a local Thai restaurant in my neighborhood, Thai Time, on a full rebrand project. And a part of it I was always looking forward to from the beginning wasn't, the website being built. It wasn't designing the new logo. It was trying to figure out how can we leverage their brand into effective print design that can be something tangible that customers can take with them after they leave the restaurant. If you're like me, if you go to a restaurant you like, you pick up the menu, you look through it. If it looks nice, maybe this is just me as a graphic designer, if it looks nice, I respect that. It means something valuable to me because I think menus and loyalty cards and posters and handouts, pamphlets, flyers, all of these things can be done very cheaply, but that doesn't mean it's going to be an effective use of your money, your time, and your resources as you get it printed and handed out and distributed to people. Short side note, my wife and I, we love food. We love eating at nice restaurants, local places. It doesn't have to be some fancy restaurant. It just needs to be something that leaves like a fun memory or some type of distinguishable thing about the restaurant that makes us want to come back. And we buy into that kind of thing. Maybe it's corny, maybe it's old-fashioned, I don't know. But if we go to a restaurant and they have something that they can give to us, a physical print something, I always take it. And I always appreciate it. I have a drawer full of business cards and little match books, that you can tear off, strike a match. All of those kind of things. I love that kind of thing. And I don't think I'm alone in that. So one of the most fun parts of this whole Thai Time rebrand for me has been trying to think outside of the box, thinking creatively, beyond just packaging design and beyond just menu design. How can we condense the story of Thai Time into tangible, real things that people can interact with and feel and touch and take with them back to their house? Well, they'll put it on the fridge, or they'll put it in the drawer like I do, full of all of these small little knickknacks I've gotten from restaurants over the years. How do we create something like that for Thai Time to be able to hopefully build an audience beyond just the people who pop in for a meal and grab some food? How do we build a following through intentional print design? So that's the project this week. And I want to take you along on the journey. So let's go. So I know there's probably some critics, some skeptics watching this video thinking, Matt, you're being old school. You're a 30-year-old millennial who just hasn't been able to let go of the past and embrace the new ecosystem of media that we live in. But I don't think that I'm wrong in the assumption that print media is helpful. So then the next logical question probably is, what makes print design good? And even though it would be out of scope to try to explain all of the rules and, standard practices for print design. I'm going to give you a few, and then I'll illustrate what some of those look like through the stuff I'm making for Tie Time right now. One of the most important things I think is hierarchy of design from a reader's perspective, because just like on social media, people naturally are going to try to read something just instinctively. Having some type of clear hierarchy of how things work on the page, so that if you just pick up something and you look at it for a second, you kind of, you figure out what this thing's all about. I think that's where a lot of menus drive me crazy, because they just have things scattered all over the page. Everything's the same size, everything's the same weight. So as a reader, you're just kind of like, I have no idea what I'm looking at. So creating bold hierarchy, understanding that on a page, the left column, the top third of the page will probably be the things that people look at first. So being strategic, what do we want people to be able to see? What do we want people to be able to prioritize as they just glance at this thing? It's helpful. It's almost like making a roadmap for the customer. They sit down at your restaurant, they're looking at the menu, and they're trying to figure out, how do I understand this thing? And the easier you can make it, I think is crucial. Beyond that, having a consistent brand on your print material is another just tangible expression of your brand's voice at play, engaging with the customer as they're thinking about buying something from you. So being able to keep consistent color, consistent typography, consistent vibe and language and tone are all important things to think about. And this is something I think ChatGPT and all these AI tools are going to have a hard time recreating, because your brand's story is going to be different than every other brand and story out there. And just asking some computer to be able to, take all of the details about my business and turn it into a voice that I would communicate, I don't think we're there yet. Okay. So I think there's still a place for the human element of being strategic and being creative in the modern world. And it plays out into print, especially just because you're limited in what you can actually communicate on a page. And then, this is old millennial Matt embracing the new, trying to figure out how do we get people from the print to the digital as effectively as possible. So the use of QR codes, communicating your social media handles, getting your website clear on the page so that if people want to know more about you, or if they want to order online, if you're giving out to-go menus and you're hoping that people will follow up later and order online, make it as easy as possible. Make sure your website's information is easily easily findable on your print. There's so many flyers and things I get in the mail all the time where people are just throwing fonts on there, like they just closed their eyes, grabbed them out of a bucket and splashed them down onto the page. The color's off, everything's bold for some reason, as if that's going to make you want to read all the bold words. And it's just not done effectively, it's not done intentionally, and it's not done in a way that's going to actually create a response that you want from your customers. And one more side note, I think as the world gets more engaged online and as everything starts to get more and more AI powered and AI directed, I think there's going to become a bigger niche for just real, authentic media created by normal, regular old people like me and you. And if you're a small business owner, if you can start being able to be strategic about how you tell your brand in a way that connects with people, I think it's going to set us apart more and more as time goes on. So right now, your business might feel like a lot of other businesses in the same niche that you're in, but as things start to become more and more similar, as these AI tools, as these, I call it the TikTokification of media, as things become more and more similar, I think it's going to open up more and more opportunity for you, for your business to be able to communicate itself in a way that's effective to other people. And then finally, I just wanted to talk briefly about the intrinsic value of print long term. So you create a short video on YouTube, you post it out, this is my business, this is what we do, you publish it, people view it, people engage with it, things go really well with it, and you're surprised. You've gotten thousands of likes off of it. You've gotten, 10,000 views or whatever. The problem is, no matter how much people like your video, they don't get to take it home. They're gonna have to go to YouTube or Facebook and search for it, find it anytime they wanna see it. That doesn't work with print. Okay, you get a little business card, a loyalty card of your restaurant that you hand out to people. They put that in their wallet. That goes with them. I think there's an element of ownership that comes with print media that as you hand it off to a customer, some will just throw it away, sure. Some will take that and will remember it. Okay, it'll become important to them. Even if they shove it in their wallet, they don't look at it for a few months, they'll pull it out eventually and they'll remember, hey, I've been to Thai Time before. I like that food. I might go back again. I'm kind of realizing right now that print material, all of these printed things, okay, they're not just marketing tools. They're like artifacts. They're like a gift that you're handing off to your customer. And just trust me on this. Try it yourself. I think it communicates care for your customer. If you're creating authentic, real printed marketing material that isn't pushy, that isn't trying to, scam or like convince people to just give you more and more money. I think if you're doing this like from a heart of like, I'm trying to serve you, and I want you to know that I'm here. I want you to know when I'm open. And if you want to work with me, give me a call. I think that's so intrinsically valuable in 2025. So if you're a small business owner, if you're starting up something, a creator or a solo founder like me, starting off your business from scratch, don't sleep on printed material. You don't always have to chase the newest, trendiest thing. And there's a reason why print has been so effective for so long. Because sometimes the most powerful way to grow isn't simply just a new post. It's through something real, something they can hold, something they can remember and come back to. So I'll be posting later this week on my Instagram some of the print stuff I've actually made for Thai Time. So if you want to see that, consider following me on Instagram. If you like this video, subscribe. If you think that print material still rocks in 2025, please leave a comment because I think I'm about to get crushed by negative comments on that take. And I would love to just hear more about your story, your business, your brand. And if you have any questions or any ideas that you want to float my way about, how can I leverage my story and through print get my voice out there to people, I would love to hear from you. So thanks for watching. And next week, we're going to get into product photography. Something that I haven't done that much of, but I'm very excited to be able to step into and do with Thai Time as we move forward with this project. So thanks.